Discussion question exercise. If convicted for an off-duty charge of manslaughter, should Deputy Roberts be fired? Read on and be prepared at the end to discuss the implications of deontological or teleological ethics in this case. What follows was taken from a Daily Breeze article, April 20th, 2013. Melania Nubegovic walked through her Redondo Beach neighborhood and along the Pacific Ocean, sometimes several times a day. Many folks along the route knew the 89-year-old woman. Edwin Roberts' 25-year career as a Sheriff's Department deputy was unblemished. He worked at the Walnut Station before transferring to Lomita last year, working general patrol duty and traffic-related assignments. He's a very hard worker, Lomita Sheriff's Captain Blaine Boland said. He's a conscientious deputy sheriff, and his peers and all the folks at the station love him. He's got a strong work ethic, and that's been his reputation for the vast majority of his career. But Roberts' career is on hold now. He stands accused now of killing the 4-foot 10-inch woman when their paths tragically crossed on the Esplanade on July 4th, 2011. Roberts, driving a pickup truck while off-duty with his daughter, girlfriend, and her children, is charged with vehicular manslaughter, allegedly because he was not paying attention to the elderly woman walking in the crosswalk in front of him. Roberts, prosecutors said, rolled over Nubegovic with his pickup truck as he moved slowly through the intersection at Avenue C, looking to his right for a parking space down the block, not stopping until he hit the woman and knocked her 10 feet. This is a case about accountability, Redondo Beach Deputy City Prosecutor Sidney Michael in her opening statement as the trial in Torrance Court began on April 12th. He is accountable because he wasn't looking forward while driving. If convicted of the one count of misdemeanor vehicular manslaughter, Roberts could spend up to a year in county jail. It's unclear whether the conviction would end his law enforcement career. Roberts' attorney, Felipe Plasencia, told jurors Nubegovic's death was an accident, not a crime. He told the panel Roberts was a sheriff's deputy who jumped from his truck to help Nubegovic as soon as he realized he struck her. He knew this was serious, Plasencia said. He was extremely distraught. As his attorney spoke, Roberts appeared to become emotional, wiping his face with a tissue. This is absolutely a tragedy for everybody involved, the victim's family and Mr. Edwin Roberts, Plasencia said. This was an accident that happened that they are saying is a crime. During afternoon-only court sessions before Judge Chet Taylor over the next few weeks, prosecutors will present witnesses they believe will show jurors that Roberts would have seen Nubegovic had he been looking forward and paying attention. He drove 80 feet across the intersection before he struck her, she said. Nubegovic, a native of Yugoslavia, who purchased a condominium in Redondo Beach in the 1980s, was the mother of 2 daughters and grandmother of 2. She moved in with her daughter Mary in 1996 when her husband died, and she lived to walk, Michael said. Conrad Van Blankenburg, a Torrance resident who swims 4 days a week at Avenue C, said in an interview that he often saw the woman. You couldn't help but notice how much time she would spend making sure it was safe, Von Blankenburg said. She'd cross at the crosswalk. She'd come up on the sidewalk and stand there for a while, waiting for all the traffic to clear. This woman was beyond cautious. For her to get run down, that really surprised me. On that sunny 4th of July afternoon, Nubegovic told her daughter she was headed out for an afternoon walk. She put on a sun hat and took off. Around the same time, Roberts took his girlfriend and their children to the beach. Michael said they couldn't find a parking spot on the busy day, so they stopped for pizza at Pedoni's on Catalina Avenue in Riviera Village. When they were done, Roberts drove north on the Esplanade, again looking for parking. Lauren Pettit, a dental hygienist from Arkansas, who went to the beach that day, testified she was crossing the Esplanade easterly that afternoon as Roberts' truck rolled through at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Her sister, she said, threw her hand out in front of Pettit to stop her from continuing into the truck's path. She saw the elderly woman in the big hat crossing from the other side. Pettit said Roberts was looking to his right, his elbow cocked as he peered down Avenue C. I saw nobody in the truck was looking forward, she said. They were all looking to the right down Avenue C. Pettit said she saw Nubegovic's body twist and spin around when the truck hit her. I was frantic, Pettit said. I just witnessed something I had never witnessed before. Mary Nubegovic testified last week that she heard sirens shortly after her mother left home. I just kept hearing more and more and more, she said. It just kept getting more intense. A neighbor knocked on the daughter's door and informed her that her mother had been hit. She ran to the Esplanade and rode in the ambulance to the hospital. Her mother was alive, but a doctor told her even a healthy 18-year-old could not survive the fractured skull she suffered. Her mother lay in bed unconscious. I grabbed her hand, the daughter said, crying on the witness stand. The monitor was ticking, beep, 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 and it stopped. Nubegovic's family members believe Roberts committed a crime, although the district attorney's office rejected filing felony charges. Redondo Beach city prosecutors believed Roberts was guilty of at least a misdemeanor in the death and filed a case against him. During the trial, jurors will hear from other witnesses at the beach that day and traffic investigators. It all comes down to one question: accident or crime? She walked out the door and never came back, her daughter said. Now, complete the discussion assignment for this week.
Excellent.
Now, there were some errors. But good enough that they'll be able to follow it?
Uh-oh.
Oh, crap. I don't know that I can do that 9:14 again. You've had